Production. Production.
What is going on, my patriots? How y'all guys doing? What is going on, my patriots? If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Now, tonight, my producer will probably be popping in very soon, Mr. Roger W. Also, too, I'm waiting on my boy to come in. Hood Servitive. Hopefully, he'll be in shortly. I've been waiting on him. I even text him on the Twitters. So I'm about to see what he's saying. So I think he'll be there shortly. So I think he's trying to set himself up. But in the meantime, I'll let him know that he can just pop in whenever he's ready. All right. So, what's going on, Sonia? I'm glad to see you here as well. Sonia, if you want to be a producer to help me out on my shows when you can, that'd be fine. Still is open. I think I got about 3 or 4 at this present time. Also, too, if you want to also help and monitor and regulate everything on my Facebook side, all my links now are up above. If you hit that right there, the WLO on WLO.link, that's where I got all my links at now. So anybody want to know how to donate to me, you got so many different options to do it. You don't have Cash App, Venmo, any of that. There, I got a system already set up. All you got to do is just use your debit card or whatever have you and pay that way. Roger the producer is in the building. All right, guys. I'm not going to tarry any further. I know people are going to start trickling in. So we are going to just jump up here and get started with some of the events today. And one of the events we are going to get started with is this messiness at the border. I mean, it is, it's crazy. And when I say it's crazy, it's just getting worse and worse. But before I get too much into this, I'm not going to spend long on some of the events that happened today. The first event I'm going to talk about is the update on the Gabby Petito case. Everybody asking me, hey Joel, what's the update? So I'm about to give you a quick update about it. Currently, this is what I know is this is what I know is right now that this particular young man is got a warrant out for his arrest. Now, what's crazy is the warrant isn't what you think it is. The actual warrant is something to do with bank fraud. Now, I don't know all the particulars. I saw while I was in the middle get prepared for the show, but I'm just going to read a little. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to give y'all a summary of what it is. They said the FBI and said that the U.S. District Court of Wyoming issued a federal arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie, who's a person of interest. He's still considered a person of interest in the disappearance and homicide of deceased Gabby Petito. The warrant alleges that Laundrie committed debit card fraud between August 30th, 2021 and September 1st, 2021. And this is considered under the federal grand jury indictment violation of use of unauthorized devices related to Mr. Laundrie's activity following the death of Gabrielle Petito. And they can actually do that because, first and foremost, they're not married. Okay? That's why they're going after him. They were not married. So he can't use the excuse that, that's my wife, I have authorization to do it. But at this present time, they're doing that because they probably don't have a lot of evidence on this cat because they ain't had a chance to interview him yet. So they feel like if they can get him for that, they could put him in jail, hold him on ice. I hate when put him on ice So that way he cannot go out here and do the same thing again. I hate when they do that. I'm trying to get out of this thing and it just kept playing. So that's what it's going. So that's what we got the latest right now. They still searching for him in this National Reserve in Florida. People have said they done seen him pop up on Faint Cam. People that similar look like this guy. All I'm saying is at this present time, if the dude's alive, and this is my personal opinion, he is one hell of a survivalist. I'm gonna put it that way. Because I'm telling you now, if he was, I don't think the dude alive. I think the dude off itself. And that's just facts. So, enough of that. Let's jump into the next story. Because I'm trying to break this down as much as possible. Tonight we're going into I'm going and reading off of Breitbart and the Federalist. Because they got a lot of stuff that I need to talk about that you're not going to get anywhere else. Because Breitbart just breaks it down. So, let's talk about the migrant crisis. So, once again, you know what the White House do? Whenever they can't find nobody else to blame with them fucking up the country, who do they always go back to blaming? It's that orange man that used to be on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue who has not been there since January, who have gave the keys to Grandpa and Chief. You guessed it, Donald J. Trump. You can't keep using the same guy as a fall for everything. People get smarter sooner or later. So let's talk about what Smokey Joe was saying about why President Trump is the reason for his fuck up. The White House is blaming Trump for Joe Biden's Haitian migrant border crisis. Now, this is what makes me laugh when I hear these headlines. How can you blame somebody that is no longer in office? That's like you become the you become the administration, the office administrative manager at a doctor's office. Okay, you've been there for like 6 months. That is giving you time to get your files right, get your routine down, and everything else. And the doctor gets on your ass because you're messing up with patient files. You can't keep up with everything. And you look at him and you say, it ain't my fault. It was the person before me that used to work there. How many people think that doctor is going to always believe that running same thing? I want y'all to type a 1 if you think that that's always going to be the best excuse for your new position at your job with your boss. Exactly. 40 years and you can't say nothing better? Now, Jen Psaki bristled after reporters questioned why Biden's effort to secure the border were being compared by members of his own party to those used by former President Trump. We could see it as any more different from the policy of the prior administration, which President feels we all feel with inhuman and moral effective wasn't operationally working, she replied. And because of the dysfunction of it, we are dealing with the very broken system that we're dealing with today. Biden's decision to end Trump's Remain in Mexico strategy for migrants claiming asylum opened a flood of migrants crossing into the United States and claiming asylum. Over 15,000, mostly Haitian migrants, arrived under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas, waiting in a makeshift camp to be processed by the administration. And let me tell y'all what else that's funny about that situation. Okay? Uh, there's supposed to be more Haitians to come. They say by next week, a couple of more, up to 10,000 more, will probably be under that bridge. Now, I'm trying to wrap around why I don't see this anymore, and I'm about to show y'all in just one brief second. Give me 1 second. If you're coming in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I want to show y'all this. Y'all got to see this. I think you're going to like this. Let me see what I got here. All right, guys. Got something to show you. I want to pull it up on my screen because when I say this, I want to get everybody's full attention. There's more. Let me show you what else they got.
Love you, big man.
Love you too, son. Let me show you what else they have going on. Y'all hit that like button and y'all come in.
Yeah, guys, hit that like button.
Mama,
Hold on for 1 second, guys.
do you have a wallet? A wallet. Do I have what? A wallet. What kind of wallet? Just like a wallet. I have some sugar skull wallet. Let me see. I will wait. Because if Dale said that our deal is back on, he's just gonna pay me 15 instead of 25. Actually, no.
Look at that.
I'm gonna do his dishes even when he's off, so never mind.
Look at there. I just want to know why I don't see AOC. I don't see the squad. I don't see them out there doing anything. I mean, these people are literally living and eating out of trash cans and stuff. I mean, I don't know why I don't see them out there yet. I thought that they were for the American people. I thought it was for making sure everything is nice.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm confused. I really am. I'm a loss for words. I really am. I mean, y'all saw that, right? Did you see the footage? That was 10,000 plus people under the bridge. I have not seen not one mainstream, super woke, democratic person at that bridge yet addressing this issue. And the ones that have came through, only thing they can talk about is this bullshit right here. Yeah, Brandy, I know. You need to share this. Only right here is where you're going to get nothing but clear-cut news. Where we go in all day, every day, and not give a damn about it. It's just what we do. Now, I'm about to show y'all something else right quick. Because y'all saw that. Now let's show you what they're really focusing on. All right, bro, hold on. I got you. I got you, conservative. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I got you. All right, y'all give me 1 moment. Let me go try to help my boy get on here. I gave you a new link, bro. Check that out. It should work. I gotta see it work on my end. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button. We got a producer in the building. We got Roger as producer. I got Jake as producer as well. Yeah, it works, bro. It works. Hey, Roger, make sure that Hood Conservative know that it works. You or either Jake or you ain't wrong, since y'all three are one of my producers on the show. Make sure he knows that it works. Now let's get back to what I was saying. Now, this right here is what they worried about. And maybe by that time we do this, our guests will be on the show and we can really get into some stuff. Y'all see that picture right there? That's what they worried about. They worried about the Border Patrol on horseback. They're not worried about the conditions. Let's hear what some of the people got to say as it plays out, some of these conditions that they going through. Which I'm not going to play that. That's basically. But yeah, they worried about stuff like this. Which is a blame shame. Why are we worried about that? That's the least of our problems.
Get back to the simple pleasures.
The conservative joined.
Of travel, simply. With United's Travel Ready Center, the online tool that makes it easier to ensure you met travel requirements by helping you find and book an appointment with a local COVID-19 testing provider. Speak with agents on demand for any questions. Access the most current information on travel requirements. Easily upload required documents and get Travel Ready verified in no time. United's Travel Ready Center. Travel prep made simple.
We're going to turn now to a major change at the U.S. border in Texas tonight after those images of Border Patrol agents on horseback confronting migrants. The Department of Homeland Security temporarily suspending the use of horses in Del Rio, Texas. Thousands remain under the bridge there tonight. President Biden being blasted from all sides. Tonight, his special envoy for Haiti resigning in protest over inhumane deportations. ABC's Kenneth Moten on this again tonight.
Now, before they break this down a little bit further, I got to tell you this. And after I break this down, we bring in my boy Hood Conservative on, and we're going to really get into some stuff. He just said that Daniel Foote, the special envoy guy, resigned because he said that he could not handle the mistreatment of migrants over there from Haiti. Like, guys, let me tell y'all something. Daniel Foote is extra woke. He resigned because, in reality, he wanted to be able to get these people and hurry up and spend more of the government's money, that's right, your taxpayer dollars, and put these people in more locations like they did Mexico. But they can't do that right now because what are we going through right now that makes it where they can't do that? We're going through a new fiscal year. That means they got to sit here and they got to make sure that everything is on key and budget before the government shuts down. So if they were to do that right then and there, that's going to put a monkey wrench in that. Because they done used up all the damn money almost for the fiscal year. So that is why they can't play the game for woke man wanted to let them go and put all these people in all these facilities like they did the migrants, the Spanish migrants when they first came through here, the Mexican migrants. So now since that's done went down, it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna resign. And then they talking about Biden getting blasted. Biden's not getting blasted. Nobody's not talking to Grandpa. Okay, everybody is blaming who? What we just see in the headlines. The White House is shifting blame on President Donald J. Trump, who's no longer in office, who has not even got near that organization and been doing his own thing. So that just lets you know how out of touch these people are with reality. The reality is that the whole administration is fucked the 12 ways to Sunday. All right, let's continue with this.
Tonight, after those images of mounted Border Patrol agents aggressively confronting migrants, Homeland Security today temporarily suspending the use of horses in Del Rio, Texas.
We feel those images are horrible and horrific. I can also convey to you that the Secretary also conveyed to civil rights leaders earlier this morning that we would no longer be using horses in Del Rio.
And in a scathing letter, the U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti, Daniel Foote, quitting, citing the inhumane, counterproductive decision to deport thousands of Haitian refugees and illegal immigrants to Haiti. Fewer than 4,000 migrants remain under that Del Rio bridge, nearly two-thirds families.
I worked along the border my entire career, over 20 years of law enforcement. I have never seen nothing to like what I saw in Del Rio, Texas. It was very disturbing.
Border Patrol aiming to get everyone out by the end of the week. Thousands of migrants have been loaded onto buses and planes transported to other U.S. cities or deported. Desperation at the airport in Port-au-Prince just days ago as a group of Haitians removed from the U.S. tried to rush back onto the plane. David, more than 1,400 migrants have been sent back to Haiti on a dozen flights this week. At least 3,000 still here in the U.S. being processed or preparing to be deported, but the numbers from DHS are still coming in.
That's a lie. They just said recently that that's the only 1,000 that they were going to let go back, was the select few that they chose. The rest of those 3,000 is a lot because it's still about 10,000 down there. They're going to process them and release them into the country. They already said that. They don't. Right now, they're fighting to keep the budget open for the government so it don't shut down. So how the hell they going to be able to fly all these people out back to Haiti? Come on, man. We know the smoke and mirrors. We know what's about to go down. Quit lying, man. Quit the cap.
David.
All right, Kenneth Moten in San Antonio tonight. Ken, thank you.
All right, y'all. I'm finna go in now and bring in the homie. Y'all know him as Hood Conservative. So without further ado, y'all give a warm welcome to my boy Hood Conservative.
Oh God, this is awful. You wait till the 1 second the ambulance is driving by. I mean the fire truck. Give me 1 sec.
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm in my car right now. But thanks for having me up here tonight, man.
Hey, anytime, bro. Anytime. I'm just glad for you to be here because you always got some good insight. You always keep it real, man. That's why I love you having you on my show. So you and TRE and the rest of the gang. So I'm just trying to make it.
We've been talking about this whole Haitian migrant thing today, and you know, it's a tough issue on the optics, but on the principles, bro. Like I'm kind of offended that a guy who works for our government, who should be on our side, he's sad that Haitians have to go back to Haiti. Like, how?
Oh man, I said the same thing. We're trying to fight to keep our government open so federal employees can get paid, and they still worrying about these migrants that they now claiming came here because of Trump, when in reality it was Grandpa and Chief telling everybody, come on down. America wide open.
Right, and Trump never had any immigrants whipped anyway, so you can't blame none of this on Trump. Whipping Haitians at the border was not a part of the Platinum Plan. I read it; it wasn't there.
You know what? In fact, Trump told everybody, you can come in this grand old, beautiful U.S. of A. You got to do it through port of entry, and you got to go right back to your country and wait till we tell you that your name has been selected to be a part of the grand USA. That's how it works. You know what I mean? You can't be a part of the best country just for nothing. You gotta it's a standby. It's like getting in one of those corporate jobs. You just said walk in there and demand, damn it, I want to be the CEO of Walmart. It don't work that way. You gotta put in some work.
Well, and that's the thing too. I don't really take a anti-immigrant stance per se. I mean, I have maybe stricter immigration views, but I'm not anti-immigrant in the sense that we can welcome a few people here and there. And obviously we're talking about a lot of people, but still we can welcome some people to the country. The issue is we're not welcoming people at all. They're just coming, and I don't really care for that at all.
No, it's not. It's just like when you a school kid and your parents is away for the weekend and you tell like 6 people to come through, y'all about to have a little party, and they go up here, they don't even consult with you. They got like 30 motherfuckers coming, storming through the door talking about, yo man, where the chips at? I got the beer. Got the steaks. Let's get it in.
Yeah, yeah, and there's another issue here at play, and this kind of gets a little, it gets closer to sensitive subjects for the liberal media. And so I'm going to tiptoe around as lightly as I can, because whether or not you're white, black, Asian, whatever, in this country, we have a special thing here. And what I see happening, it kind of presents a very uh, existential sort of problem in the sense that how many people can you invite to live in your house before it is no longer your house?
Exactly. And how many people can you invite to live in your house before it becomes unsanitary and safe? That's another issue too.
Well, yeah, because we only have so much. We have space. Like, let's not pretend like it's not an issue of the country is just jam packed from fucking coast to coast with people, shoulder to shoulder. It's not so much of that, but we have a system that can only bear so much uh, massive intake, and we've been dealing with massive intake for quite a while. So, like, how far can we, like, how long can we keep this up before we have to start thinking about the serious consequences? I mean, and then let's be a little bit conspiratorial here. If we're gonna import people to this country who don't necessarily have a love for the country per se, and they certainly haven't been versed or even let's go forward. They're like they haven't been propagandized to love the American system. They want what they can get. We can provide a lot of things for somebody who is trying to get ahead, but that doesn't mean that you love our system. And so, what happens when not only the pink-haired liberals come out of college not liking our system, but then we're importing people who are, more than happy to change our system just because why the fuck not? So, like, how far could this go? Like, this is not a healthy thing for a serious nation to take on.
Exactly. We got one from the producer in the chat. Roger said, "How far can too far go?" Roger, you're right. How far too far can go is what's going on right now. What we're seeing in the border. I mean, these people are living in horrid conditions. We got diseases spreading all over the area. People are not feeling safe. People are actually, what I'm saying, just talking about how the smell, the stench is under there because the people don't have the proper hygiene and stuff to take care of themselves. And another issue that we're running into with these migrants, especially when it comes to the Afghanistan refugees, is that they got a lot of child brides. See, nobody talked about that, but once. And that was on Fox News. Mainstream media won't touch it. And there's a guy currently right now, two guys that are in jail because they got caught up for violating young girls under 16 at the refugee area they was at the base. But in
Yeah,
their
I got into that too. I
yeah,
spoke about that on my stream.
yeah, and in their culture, this is normal to them. It is normal to be with an underage girl at some as young as 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. Under the age of 18, that's normal in their culture because they already done made deals with that family that as soon as that child gets a certain age, you know what I'm saying, that's their property. That's supposed to be who that is. And it's sad and twisted. We don't do that here. We stand by protecting children. I just wish that family services would do a hell of a lot more. But that's a different story for a different time. But still, they're not used to this type of culture. So that's going to be a conflict right there.
Well, on that level, there's one. Just our sexual politics, to call it that, are vastly different, right? And then I was looking at something earlier today. I didn't really show all the pictures that I actually had access to, but if you see the way that basically they erected shanty towns under bridges and whatnot, like we don't want to import shanty towns, no matter how bad you feel for the plight of the Haitian immigrant. And that's another thing too. I mean, like, how is everybody that's poor deserving of a place in America? That just can't work. That is totally unsustainable. So, like, how much can we possibly help anybody? You know. So, no matter how bad you feel for the plight of the Haitian immigrants, do you really want them under the bridges in Texas? I mean, because that's really what we've been dealing with. They were just living under bridges until they can find something better. It's like, why should we even allow them to come here and do that to themselves? It was bad enough living in Haiti under that poverty, and I know the draw to come to America just to sleep under an American bridge is probably infinitely better than sleeping under a Haitian bridge, right? But like, we just cannot allow this because it's gonna lead to far worse outcomes down the line.
It is. Now this is from Sonya Scrapbook. By the way, guys, definitely join Sonya Scrapbook's channel. I've checked it out. She's an up and coming YouTuber. She does have other things that goes on in her day-to-day operation of life, but when she do get on YouTube and put on content out, it's very good. She said we had Mexicans funneling through with no limits. Then we had the Afghan refugees. Now the Haitians. Are we in the middle of a deadly pandemic? Ain't this a burden on our healthcare resources? Yes, it is. You're right.
Bro, I couldn't believe what I was hearing earlier because I was having a whole debate about this, and like, we just gonna let all these unvaccinated, undocumented people flow into the country. Meanwhile, we got the FDA guy joking about blow darting black people, but we got to let them just flood in. Like, we got to get our priorities together, okay? You can't blow dart me with your jab, and you also can't flood my country with strange new people. Like, I think we can discuss both issues healthily at the same time. Both issues are equally bad for me.
And you ain't lying. We can't do that. And then what else that they're not talking about that's been in the media too is that there's promising now the Afghan refugees, because they're gonna hook them up first before the Mexicans, because they gotta prove to everybody that these refugees had such a hard life because of the brutal ruling of Taliban that they didn't have to experience the Taliban but a few damn days. Anyway, I digress on that topic. They're joining up with Amazon, Uber, all these big companies, 33 of them, is going to make sure that these Afghan refugees get first dibs in a job. Can't make it up, bro.
Now, years ago, when I first heard Alex Jones use the word globalist, it really did sound like some Illuminati thing. It's basically like he took the Illuminati and just replaced it with the word globalist. And now, because when you describe Illuminati, it sounds too conspiratorial to be true, regardless of what I think on the opinion. It just, the concept of it, it feels very, very difficult to be true. It's just, who can really believe that, right? And then if you turn it into globalists, where it's multinational corporations who have no loyalty and no care for the population, they could give a damn about any one government's constitution. They are only concerned with primarily the profits. They're concerned with their profits first and foremost, and then underneath that, they're concerned with, if you really get to it, they want to actually control the population as much as you can possibly get to jack up the profits as much as you can possibly get. And so when you think about what it means, like what globalism actually is as a concept, like, no, that's a very workable theory. Because you see, like, why the hell would Uber be interested in having Afghanis drive for them when we have perfectly good American citizens driving for them? No, it's because they care about the initiative. They care about the cause. Well, what is the cause? To flood the country with other people? Why would that be a cause for the corporations? Why would that be a thing that the corporations want? Well, because if you destabilize populations, you can then exert more pressure and more control over the population. Like, this all starts to make sense in a very openly conspiratorial way. And so when I really don't really care for how these big corporations, it's bad enough we got to fight our government. How do you fight Google? How do you fight Facebook?
Exactly. How do you fight these big corporations that makes billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars a year? You can't fight that. It's literally impossible. And the government ain't gonna do but so much, because they're the lobbyists for the government. They're the one that gives the government the kickbacks. They're the one that make sure that certain politicians, when it comes to running for campaigns and stuff, get that extra push, that extra boost. So with that being said, it's everybody got everybody hands in each other's pocket. So it is difficult to try to find out how to stop this whole debacle. And it was even more insane with all of this is that you still got the squad crying about that America is racist because we as conservatives do not want to see our country overran and overexerted to the point that the opportunities that has been set by our forefathers is not being used properly.
You know, I get into a lot of debates over the last year or so. I've gotten into a lot of debates, and the black circles, especially, like guys I didn't know initially how far left they were. And so what I come to realize about the black experience, the black culture, all of those buzzwords, we have been conned out of what is basically very common sense, practical, self-protectionist kinds of positions for the sake of racism. So, for example, if protecting your neighborhood, well, your country rather, if defending the borders of your country were to help black people in the labor market by actually maintaining wages, actually reducing competition in the labor pool. When I was a lot younger, I used to see black waiters and waitresses, not so much. Now that I'm an adult, I don't really see that much black wait staff when I go out to restaurants. And I notice, like, just little small changes out in black neighborhoods that are slowly becoming neighborhoods that are, diverse, or just straight up Hispanic neighborhoods, whatever, variety of Latino, whatever country you may come from, they're not a black neighborhood anymore. And what I see happening is, because to defend America would force you to stand with the white man, it now forces you to side with racism in the minds of so many black people. So it really creates almost like a freeze on actual productive politics in the black community, because all the best ideas, all the good ideas, all the productive ideas are being spouted by the right wing Republicans. And that shit blows my mind when you really get down to it. Like it has just become a function of the black dialogue and the black politics that most of the productive self-protectionist sort of behaviors that I mentioned are almost like now they're openly associated with the white man. If you look at the National African American History Museum and that chart about whiteness, the behaviors of whiteness, when they say, being on time, linear thinking, respect for authority, like the most, basic formula for how you become a productive citizen, all of that shit is now openly being called white behavior by actual black intellectuals. And so it just like it's so depressing to see that shit, because the common sense thing to do is to protect what you have. That is what I was saying on my stream earlier. Like, this whole country is my shit. I wanted the whole show to say along with me. This country is my shit, and you can't just come along and take it. And so, like, I don't get how it's so difficult for black people. Well, I get it. It is very difficult for a lot of black people to accept that position, because now it forces you to stand with the racist white man. And now you have to rethink, well, what is racism really?
Yeah, exactly. And here's another thing too about this, bro. These same folks that keep telling us that being on time, being productive, being disciplined is considered a part of Caucasian culture and all this bullshit. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you, when your ass get called to go to court for some major crime or something like that, and you miss court, you gonna tell that judge when they end that bench warrant out on you, oh sir, I don't supposed to come on time or come to court dates because I'm black. Shit. Judge gonna laugh at your ass. Oh sir, I'm sorry. Ain't you in America?
Right.
That's all.
And the thing about it too is, because CRT became such a hot button issue, and it still kind of is. I didn't really think about it until recently, right? Sorry, excuse me. But it helps to have a name for a thing. And before CRT came out, it was hard to really describe what was going on there. But I remember being a little kid, and like when I left from New York City and I went to live down south for a little while, people told me flat out, the black kids, like my classmates and shit, like you talk white. And aside from just the New York accent, but like now that I'm older and I understand what it is, it's like, oh, so I was using white culture all the way back then, because that is a thing in Black America, to tell another black kid like you talk too proper, you sound white. Like, that's a thing I've heard a bunch of times, that not even directed at me personally, just it gets thrown around. And so, like, when you look at that for what it is, and it's like, yo, we've been critical race theorying ourselves. We've been hitting ourselves with the CRT needle for a long time. And now it all starts to make sense. Like, bro, it's like, and I said this at one time, it's like, I feel like we're the victim of a long psyop.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because one time I said that same crazy ass BS to my grandmother about a kid that was real smart, that was in our neighborhood, and kid's like a lawyer now. And I said, there was a black kid. I never forget his name. Michael Bell. Shout out to Mike Bell. He was like very proper, very carry himself very good, talk very, very what I'm saying, professional. And I would say, man, that boy sound like a white dude. Man, I can't deal with that. And then my grandmother said, why do he sound like a white dude? And give me one reason why. And I said, because he talk real proper and stuff. My grandmother said, well, you should be proud of that, because that just lets you know that he defied the odds. And I didn't understand that at first until I got older. And then I was like, you know what? Now I see what my great grandmother was talking about. It's okay to show people that you're not like everybody else. That you do have a sense of intelligence. And you right, man. In our culture, we do not want to promote people to be intelligent or think for themselves. We want people to just join the whole gang. That's all we want them to do.
Yeah, groupthink. And I can't really go for it, especially when the group is so wrong about so much stuff. Like groupthink would be awesome if we were all walking the path to wealth and prosperity. Like, it would be nice to not have to think. That would be so dope if you just didn't have to think and wealth and prosperity just happened. But groupthink doesn't allow you to get to wealth and prosperity for the most part because, it just doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. Now, the last subject of the night, because that's what I wanted to get you on for, because everybody been talking about this too. Wanted to just discuss with you about the situation with Israel defense funding system, because Israel have to get money every year from us to help them defend attacks from the Palestinians and other countries that think because Israel out here is weak because they have been that small country for years. And because of this, the Wokians wanted us to mess up that alliance we had and go up here and basically not give them the $1 billion money that we've been giving them for years to help them protect themselves. Because that's an agreement that we made even when Trump was in office. And now they in their feelings because they like AOC crying like a little damn 10-year-old that just got a bike taken away on the floor because everybody decided to pass except for 9 Democrats. Everybody, all her whole party damn near decided to pass it because they felt like it was the dumbest thing to do. Because Israel has resources and is very valuable to us in the U.S. So what do you think about that? You think that we should continue to keep protecting Israel, or you think we should cut them off sooner or later?
Probably later than sooner, but here's my thing. We have a very close relationship with Israel that I don't necessarily understand, but I will say this. They are an ally. There's not really a doubt on that scenario, especially compared to like other countries in the region. We probably do a lot more business, a lot more trade, a lot more intelligence sharing with Israel or even through Israel. So it's not that Israel as a country is not our ally, but it kind of brings me to the argument we were making earlier, like how much help can we give? And I'm not against the defense spending. That's one thing I'm not opposed to. If we're going to spend money to help an ally, I'd rather it be defense, especially when because Israel's fought a couple of wars, and they do kick ass. So it's not like they're totally defenseless. That's the other thing about it. It's not like, bro, of all the armies in the region, you guys are by far the most capable. You're just kind of the smallest. So, sometimes things look a little shaky. But no, on the defense spending, keep I would rather keep the defense money up. And if we were going to cut aid to Israel, I would cut it from something else, but I wouldn't cut the defense off. Nothing. And especially we're talking about the Iron Dome in particular. And I did a stream during the latest round of the Israel and Gaza conflict.
Yes.
And I showed on my stream, I showed footage of the Iron Dome at work. And we helped pay for that. I
Yes.
want one. I want an Iron Dome on the Statue of Liberty. Matter of fact, I want an Iron Dome pointed horizontally at the Texas border. Like, I want this technology to be used. So we should keep that part of the deal going. Let's not fuck up that part of the deal. We're going to tip another part of the apple cart, but not this one. And so I think I would rather take a little bit more nuanced view with the Israel thing. I understand on a more self-centered nationalist position why we don't necessarily want to give all of our money away to foreign countries, ally or otherwise, because we're giving shit ton of money to Afghanistan too, apparently. They're no allies of ours. So, we could cut the fat in a lot of the spending in that way. But again, if we're going to help Israel, I'd much rather, buy better tanks and bombs and develop cool shit like the Iron Dome.
Well, now here's another thing. I'm glad you said that too, because with our allies. But I'm gonna read this right quick for y'all, cause I know people is coming in the chats. I want to make sure they're included in this. Big Booty 1000 said, Israel the only democracy in the Middle East. Many of us escaped to Israel. We are allowed to live there as long as we follow their laws. Israel been good to all ex-Muslims, and that is true. And let me go and see what I think this is Sonia. She says, "Oh, okay. Subscribe to as his second channel, American Dystopia." Yeah, I was trying to find your second channel. I'm glad. Yeah, y'all put that in there, producers. Roger, good job. Thank you, Roger. Keep putting that in there. Put his links in there, so everybody that's never seen him before can continue to subscribe. That's on the channel tonight. The new folks. This one right here is from Sonia. I saw a clip of a vote regarding the Iron Dome to bringing AOC to tears. Anyone know about that? Yeah, that's what we just talked about. They voted to fund it, and that's why she's all hurt, because she thought her and her squad making threats, saying that they got in their head that they got this power in Congress to do things. They don't. There are only 9 of them little progressive bastards. They don't have no power. That's
Yeah.
what they don't understand. The Democrats keep trying to let them understand. They run the show. Pelosi, Schumer, all them crazy jokers, they run the show. You don't run anything. They just got you as a token to say, hey, we like black folks this week. We like Latinos this week. We like all these other damn nationalities. Now stay in your place. So all it is. I mean, I'm being real about it.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah, that's why they can't never get nothing done. When they talk all that noise, people laugh at them because they can't pull nothing off. Now,
This is one other thing about that vote that I think we have to kind of lay out too, and it's a little bit sensitive, but like underneath it all, I feel like a lot of the left really hates Israel as just a thing. You know how that goes. You know, the whole anti-Semitism, and we have members of Congress who kind of they've been tagged as anti-Semites, to put it that way. And look, we could have a conversation about the nature of our relationship with other nations and shit, but like, you know, during that last round of conflict, you know, I covered it. There were Jews getting into scrapes and getting attacked and stuff, running through the street across the country in Canada, you know, in different parts of the world at that. So I feel like the left is coming from a somewhat darker place when they want to take away the Israel's Iron Dome funding. And I don't necessarily want to go that direction with it. Like, I don't really care to give you guys a win on that front.
For real. Now, here's the thing too. I want to talk to you next about before I get you out on before we get out of here. You know, France is pissed off with us right now. Did you hear
about that submarine deal with Australia?
They are pissed because of what
I'm pissed.
And Biden is talking about he gonna talk to them in October, and the French guy, the French Prime Minister, is like, listen, dude, like we was over here in Afghanistan when your people was stuck. We was helping them get out of there, and this is how you gonna do me, your ally?
Yeah, bro, we've been bought by the Chinese. I don't think anyone's noticed. I mean, if you look at Biden, if you look close at you never really get to look at the back of Biden's neck, but I have a great investigative squad, and there's still a tag. There's a Chinese price tag right on the back of Biden's neck because he's been bought and paid for. And if you look at what's going on in Australia right now, they're basically turning their whole country into a prison camp. Why are we building nuclear weapons for them? And then the fact that they're turning their country to a prison camp, and their proximity, their regional proximity to the communist nation of China, and all of the shenanigans that go on in between the two countries, I'm pretty sure Australia has captured territory. And so now we're making a deal with a nation that is becoming openly a Chinese puppet country. Like, bro, this is the stupidest shit you could possibly do. This is just below General Milley calling the Chinese generals and saying, don't worry about that. We'll never attack.
Exactly. And what's going on is we're destroying a lot of relationships. A lot of relationships. And I think there's gonna be more to come. Cause now Jean Yves, or whatever his name is, said that this is something that Trump would do, but Trump would have done him like that. Trump would have not done him like that because Trump would have made sure that he would have had first dibs on that. Biden did that because China didn't want to play ball with them. That what that was about.
Yeah, and technically, the French are an ally to America. You know, we make jokes about saving them in World War II and frogs and all that shit, but the French were one of our first allies. Like, hell, they sold us territory and they fought our war for it. Well, they didn't fight for us, but they helped us fight a war, and so we do have that historical relationship with France. It goes back a long time. Nobody alive would give a shit about it, but just from a historical perspective, yeah, there's an allyship there. And once again, I kind of got to double back down on the current state of real politics. Like, bro, we're giving all the best pieces on the chessboard to China or Chinese allies. Like, this can't work. The Australians are not going to fight the Chinese off, bro. If you're busy fighting your own people, you're not going to fight the communists.
Yeah, you're right. They're not gonna fight them. Who gonna do that? Who gonna mess with French? Cause France, they got a little power too now. They ain't no weakling either now.
No. I mean, on the world stage, not so much. Like that's the thing. When you look at the way power is shifting towards the Pacific region right now, because a lot of countries are shaping up for whatever conflict comes next. Sooner or later, it's going to go kinetic. There's going to be a shooting war on the water over there in the Pacific. But I don't know if France per se is going to like help in that sense of the word, but from an economic perspective and from a political standpoint, and just in Europe itself, and as a European buffer against like Russia, because Russia and China are not exactly enemies either. They're not friends, but they're not enemies. And Russia would be more than happy to watch the West fall so they could take over whatever vacuum is left. So France does. You don't want to just piss off the French. I mean, honestly, you don't really want to upset the European apple cart. You want Europe to stand tall against whatever Russian incursions that may happen, and you also want Europe to be on a relatively unified front, so that when China does come along and do whatever starts the next conflict, you won't have to watch your back over in Europe. So this whole move to me, like I'm a fucking a world diplomat who understands all these politics, but I see these basic things like, why are we giving nuclear weapon technology to a nation who is now faltering in their allyship with us against the Chinese? I do not see the Australians going in the right path. The fact that they're no longer a free nation. They basically raised their commie flag with what they're doing to their own population right now. So like, this just is not going to work.
No, it's not. And not to mention too, they are already making a promise that they're going to use the new weapons that they have been blessed by the crazy ass U.S. to bring back brutal tactics to keep people in line. That's what they have said. They said, we're going to keep people in line. We're going to bring it back. But remember now, they told everybody, well, everything is okay. We're changed.
Yeah, I don't buy none of it. But this is one of the things I try to kind of keep in the back of my audience's mind. Like, whatever's coming, it hasn't come yet. So just brace yourselves for a rough couple of years, because things are going to go haywire sooner or later. It's like so many bad signs are just lining up. And this whole thing with like the border, it's like, I feel like we've been under attack for a while now. Nobody wanted to be honest about it.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing. They also saying too, that we're about to, how they said, we need to be prepared for a shutdown.
The government's going to shut down soon.
Yep, that's what they said. They said we need to
Tell you the
prepare.
truth. To tell you the truth, bro, this current government, the way this thing's going, we got, 2 more years of Joe Biden, 3 more years of Joe Biden, something like that. Like, shut the shit down. Just fuck it. I'd rather take my chances. Because with your leadership and the direction you're going, I mean, dude, come on. If we shut the government down, they can't buy blow darts. Did you think about that?
Exactly. Exactly. Let me go make
So I,
sure.
I don't hate it.
I don't either. Hey, producers, my sound back up now? I just turned it up. Want to make sure. I had everybody telling me it wasn't up.
Yeah, your sound just got a lot louder.
JB said turn your mic up. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do it again. All right, hold on. It's gonna be loud. All right, what about now? I know y'all can hear me now. It's up,
Yeah,
up.
much different now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So now everybody can hear me. It's up. All right. So yeah, I mean, real talk. That's what That's what's going on, man. And shout out to my producer, 0% Liberal, that's in the stream. All the people that you mostly see with the blue wrenches are my producers. So don't be alarmed if you hear them say, turn your sound up, or there's an echo. That's just them just making sure that everything is fine. Up! JV, he said, Joel, turn your mic up. Man, I got my mic up. Everybody said they could hear me. You still can't hear me?
Yeah, yeah, no, you're good now. You're good now. They probably, the chat's delayed a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, I got you. All right.
But I see something in the chat. You ain't wrong. Just typed in China owns thousands of acres in Texas. This is another reason why I say, you know what? I maybe it's just better if we fight it out. You ever been in that position in life where it's like, you know what? It's just better if we just fight. Because like, if they own 1,000 acres in Texas and we go to war, they can't have their land. Like
Exactly.
that land is instantly forfeit. Like whatever that, and then the money that they were expecting from that is instantly taken back too. So like, yeah, let's speed this up a little bit. But and I'm kind of just spitballing out here. Nobody really wants a war, but still, how do we solve this problem? Like we are backing ourselves into a corner where by the time we decide to fight back, it may be too late to fight back.
Exactly. I mean, bruh, and shout out to JB. I got the mic turned up now. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe it needs to come down to that because it's just getting more and more pathetic. I mean, like I was telling everybody in the broadcast last night, we got inflation through the roof. I mean, the inflation is through the damn roof. Everything has gone up. I remember 2 years ago, you could get a New York strip, especially down south, at Walmart between $12 and $13. Now you get a New York strip, it's 20 something damn dollars for just two in a pack. Because inflation has gone up that high. And we don't even live in Hawaii. We live in the continental U.S. That's Hawaii prices. So I can imagine how much their stuff is going up. I'm quite sure a gallon of milk over there is probably like damn near $10 or $11. Because it was already $8 one time over there.
Right, right. So I see what JB just said in the chat. Exactly, man. Let them buy everything, right? Let them buy everything at a markup too, because inflation, and then we just pull the trigger. Like, let's just go. Like, because and obviously nobody wants this. I'm joking around a little bit, but still, like on a practical level, because I'm watching things just get worse and worse and worse, and I'm like, bro, at what point do we try to fix this?
Exactly, man. Like, this is just pure pandemonium, man. I mean, like, you got the government's about to shut down. You got Nancy Pelosi trying to be the next Mick Jagger on a $3.5 trillion social spending bill that will never get passed because it makes no sense. Like, that bill they're trying to pass don't make any damn sense. It's not going to help us. It's going to put us more in debt.
Yeah, and that's the plan, to break us with debt.
Yeah.
And I got to get out of here soon. But there's one other thing I want to discuss with you too, because I just dropped this video. I pulled it up off. I pull a lot of stuff off Twitter, but something I found on Twitter today. It was a scene from Canada, And I put it with a question mark when I titled it Canadian camps, not summer camps, by the way. And there's some guy, I think he said he was near Edmonton. I totally forgot where he said he was at, but I just posted the video today on my American Dystopia channel, and the camps that we saw in Australia, I think they're starting to pop up. They're getting awfully close to the border, bro. So we have serious things at play here, and it's like I'd rather flip the table over before they start strapping up with the dart guns.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you got to get out of here soon. I want to put it out there to your people as well that just came in. If you like my content as well, and what me and Hood Servative did tonight, you can definitely follow us as well. And Hood, you can use this video. I want to let you know right now, anytime you on my channel, you can use my videos, and I will not do no copyright claim because you was on my show. You know what I'm saying? So this video you can put on yours and restream it. Okay, I ain't that type of dude. I don't got time for that. At the end of the day, I'm all about trying to look after y'all because we all a crew over here. You know what I'm saying? And me being the guy I am, I just want to try to make sure everybody get on. So when I'm shining, I want all my people to be shining because y'all always had my back since I started. So that's just one of the things I want to do. And everybody also for donations, I got the links. My producer's been putting it out there throughout the night, and it's been pinned. I got all my links now with the Wallow social app. All you got to do is just click on that link, and you can just go all to my stuff. That's all you got to do. The links is right there. It makes it easier, so that way you don't have to be like, man, I got to go to the description. No, it's right there. Also, too, don't forget to subscribe to Hood Servitors channel and his American Dystopia. Are you still there, bro?
Yeah, that's my backup channel, American Dystopia. I kind of made a little joke about it this morning because on my main channel, I had like a copyright strike. I had 2 copyright strikes. So for the last 2 months, all I've been doing on my main channel is just posting like community tab posts and stuff like that, like funneling traffic to the other channel. And now my copyright strikes, both of them will be up in like another 2 or 3 days. So I said, what do I got to do with my 2 channels? And that's what I was talking about yesterday on the stream. I said, you know what? Segregation. So I'm gonna do a lot of the more like black interest stuff on the Hood Servative channel, and then a lot of the more broad, general American and just world whatever's going on, I can do on American Dystopia, and that way I can have like 2 different channels with 2 different kind of vibes, but still me, and I can split up the content a little bit that way. So I got American Dystopia and I got the Hood Servative channel, and I'm always trying to see what's going on in the news, and I try to talk about it and give my own view on it. So whatever channel you find me on, I'm gonna probably say something you didn't think of before. Say something shocking usually.
All right, and y'all know my both. I got 3 channels now. I got this channel here. I also got the sports channel, All American Sports Network channel, and I also got the Joel's Crime Stories. And I still got the backup channel, but I ain't really been doing too much with that one because it's just a backup whenever something happens to where I get a strike or something. So if you want to know what that one is, that's Patriot, the official Patriot News Live. And like I said, it's the American flag on it. I only use that as a backup when things get crazy on this one. But I've been doing good so far. No strikes just yet. Knocking on wood. No strikes. No strikes just yet. So maybe I'm wording things just the right way.
Yeah, I had to learn to watch my tongue. Like even today's stream, I had a great stream today. I haven't had this big of an audience in a while, and we were talking about the whole Haitian thing. And as soon as I was done with the stream, they age restricted it. Because I give some spicy takes. I give some harsh opinions every now and then. So like, at least they didn't strike it. At least I didn't get any kind of punishments.
Yeah, exactly. I got mine's age restricted too. One of them I put up on the member side. And also too in that link is my member channel as well. So you can join the membership to see all this stuff. And the Project Veritas video, I'll be breaking that down As soon as I get, like I said, y'all gotta get over and subscribe to the Patreon. As soon as y'all do that, I'll break that down. $5 to start. And I'll break that down because I can't do it on YouTube because I get a strike. Well, guys, I'm going to let Hoodservative go. I'm about to go because it's about that time of the evening. I got to relax. I've been doing this all day, and my wife is looking at me like, you better get your behind off here. So, with that being said, guys, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Me and Hoodservative is out.
I need a towel.